Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Hello, early learners. Welcome back to the art room during this study about rain. Let's start our day off with a hello song. Hello, nice to see you, everyone. Hello, nice to see you, everyone. Hello to you, hello to you, hello to you, hello to me. Hello, nice to see you, everyone. I want to make a very special hello call out to Luis, Ethan, and Melody at Muir Elementary School in Mrs. Topuzhin's TK classroom. They've been doing art and watching the show every day, and they invited me to their classroom last week, and I got to see all of their art from Paul Klee's work. It was very fun. I'm happy to see all of you, boys and girls. Now, this week we're talking about the ABCs of rain. On Monday, we talked about bee, and we talked about boots, and we made fruits on boots, because I'm also doing a little rhyme each day. Then yesterday, we talked about umbrellas, and we did a fella under an umbrella, and I have it right behind me. And today, we're talking about thunder. And I thought, what is a rhyme for thunder? And I could only think of one word. Wonder. So I wonder about thunder. And the artist we're meeting today is Ivan Hitchens. He was a British painter, and he was best known for his panoramic, which means all around the horizon you could see he had done landscapes near his home in England. And his works are kind of childlike, sort of like we saw with Paul Klee, and he just uses blocks of color, and it's just very simple and simplified art. And he moved out to the countryside after something happened to his studio, and he couldn't work out of his studio anymore, and he lived in a caravan. And a caravan is like a wagon, and he lived inside that wagon and began building small buildings around it until it was a giant art studio after that. Let's put him up on this and take a look at my picture of a storm happening here. And I said, wonder about thunder. And the thunder is when the two clouds make a sound when they're together, and then sometimes a bolt of lightning comes down from the clouds and it makes a big sound. Now, some people are afraid of storms, but I love storms. When I hear a storm, I run to my patio and I cover up with a blanket and I read out there, and I have a little lantern that I can light and sit out there because I love the sound of it, and I'm not afraid of a storm. I wouldn't like to be standing under this tree because when the lightning struck, it hits the tallest thing that is in the surrounding area. So you never run under a tree to stay dry under a stormy thunderstorm, because the lightning will attract itself to the tallest tree, and when it goes down the tree, it shoots out to the ground, and it will make you feel like you're full of electricity. So be very careful and stay away from the tall things when there's a lightning storm. We have a song called I Hear Thunder. And it goes like this, and it's to a tune you already know. I hear thunder, I hear thunder, hark, don't you, hark, don't you. Pitter-patter raindrops, pitter-patter raindrops, I'm wet through, so are you. Put your coat on and your boots on, hurry now. Hurry now, put up your umbrella, put up your umbrella. You are dry, so am I. So here is our artist's artwork. It's darkening skies, rain over downs. And this is a place where he painted. You can tell that this, let me move him down, he keeps waving at us. Here it is near the river, and he has a green tree here, and some kind of brown thing that I thought was probably a big rock. But he has blues and greens and grays, but look at that sky. We're going to paint a piece of foil to make it look like a stormy day. So let me set him over here, put him back. I don't care if he waves now that we're not trying to look at the paper, and move my clipboard to here. I'm going to set up my table, and I have my tempera paint that I'm going to paint on here, and I thought it would be fun to paint on foil. I wonder how shiny that is for the camera. This is what I saved a littler piece to cut out some lightning if I think it needs it. But I'm gonna iron this out, make it all as smooth as I possibly can, and get my paints. And remember, I'm using this old egg carton and using this as my palette. And I have lots of colors here. I put a lot of white because I was going to make dark clouds and light clouds. And I have many different paint brushes here. Good thing because, oh, there's my water. Can I get it? I have to, oh, sorry, boys and girls. Clinkety clink clink. At least I didn't spill it. I thought that was what was going to happen. I'm going to start out just like I taught you before. When you are making a tint, you start with white and then add a little bit of color. And that way it doesn't get away from you, because if you start out with the dark color and try and add the white, what happens is you can't ever make it light enough unless you have a whole bunch of paint. So I'm going to use a smaller brush, and I'm going to dip into the white, and I'm going to put it in my mixing tray. And you can see these are some of the colors from when we did Van Gogh's Snowman. And I'm going to dip in here, and I think I'll use some of this black. We found out when we were mixing colors before that the black ended up being kind of a green color because the black isn't a true black color on its own. It is made by all of the colors being mixed together. White is a lack of color, black is all colors. Dipping into my white again, putting it in here. I think I'll make some bluish clouds up a little higher. Some white clouds are not getting mixed in yet, so I'm going to get it all mixed here with another kind of cloud. And you can see how painting on the foil makes it pretty interesting. And I can make big pieces. Like when we look at our picture that by our artist today, he just did big blocks of color. And I'm doing puffy clouds like this. I'm going to add more black to that and make it even darker, because as it gets down lower, I'm going to make darker and darker clouds so that it gets very stormy looking, darkening sky, like our title of our painting today. I'm going to add a little more white, put it in my palette, dig in there and get even more black and mix it up. And I don't have to mix it completely, because you know what's kind of fun to do as well is just mix it right where you're painting. Watch, I'll get a little white and put it in there and make a little varied color. It will be a combination of colors. It doesn't have to be all one colored cloud. It's so fun to go out and look at the clouds when the storm is brewing, because you can think, oh, I think I see the shape of a dog. My brother sent me pictures this morning of him with his granddaughter, and one of the clouds behind them looked like Snoopy from the comics. I thought, oh, he's spending the day with his granddaughter and Snoopy. That's kind of fun. Look, even with there's a little gray on my brush, I can mix some white in, and look how it makes it a little different. I think what I'll do too is put some places down below that are some of the green, like maybe this is over the river like our artist did, Ivan. I think I will. I think I'll go in there and make some brown rocks. Put that down below, because I want to later be able to put my lightning bolt down. So I should probably put more sky down below so that I can see when the lightning goes across the sky. I'm dipping in some black, some brown, so that my rock looks more rock-like and not just like a brown lump. You have to do a little bit of shading and shadows, boys and girls, to make it look more realistic. When we talk about things being shadowy, and I'm going to put that black on the edge to make it look like it's a rounded bit of rock. I can dip in and do a little bit on this side too, and a little in the middle. Now I'm going to add some blue. Oh, be careful, don't put your paintbrush on their table. Have to be careful when you're making your art, boys and girls, that you don't make a mess on someone else's property. I'm going to get my white paint and mix it with this blue, because my sky is blue until these clouds come and get on here. I might make a little bit black and make it grayer. My blue-gray. So here we go. Mixing in my colors, getting across the sky. Boys and girls, while we're painting and looking at this, I'm going to tell you about tomorrow's work, and you don't even have to stop working because we can work and listen. Tomorrow's work, we're going to bring some white paper and white, black, and blue paint. And you might want some pastels, because we're going to be talking about the effects of the rain on the Yeres River as we huddle in a puddle. Make sure you bring some pastels, because that's what's going to make the rain on our art tomorrow. Dipping in my paints and just mixing in the sky. Now, if I want to add, I'm doing some of my short strokes too, like the artist Van Gogh would do. I can finish this later, but I'm going to show you what I might do with my lightning using this extra piece. I zig, zag, zig, zag, and then you can go the other way and zigzag this. And you can start it up where the clouds begin and have it go down. You can put it on where your paint is wet and just tip, tap, tap, tip, tap, tap it. There we go. Oh, I'm happy with that, boys and girls. I'm going to sing my little goodbye song to you. So, let me set this aside. There we go. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. Goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to me. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. You see, I just keep painting this, boys and girls, and you can too. Thank you for joining me today. I think that if you would send me a picture of yourself working or your artwork, I would sure enjoy that. Thanks, boys and girls. See you tomorrow.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.